From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Wednesday morning. Today's going to be a summer-like day, and tomorrow is going to be a First Alert Weather Day, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Kittitas Valley, peak gusts could be between 55 to 60 miles per hour. Of course, we'll talk about that more later in the show, but first we're going to give you a live, beautiful look at the Yakima Valley. This view coming courtesy of BIMART. Not a cloud in the sky. We're going to see more of that throughout the rest of today. Temperatures in the 40s and 50s, so pretty mild out there for lower elevations. Even in the mountains, we're seeing 30s, 40s, and 50s. So it's going to be one of those days. By 11 a.m. this morning, for lower elevations, we're going to be in the mid to upper 70s. And then at the peak of daytime heating, we're expecting 90s. So definitely pretty toasty out there, at least for late May. And the bottom line for the forecast is that other than the toasty high temperatures tonight, we're going to have small shower and thunderstorm chances. In the wake of that, a round of strong winds for tomorrow, especially in the Kittitas Valley. And we'll keep it summer-like through Saturday, transitioning to more of a spring-like pattern for Sunday and beyond. So I'll touch on all of these very important points coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Coming up on Good Morning Northwest, chaos at a local Burger King leads to a man smashing a window, trapping an employee, and being tased by police. We have the details coming up. Plus, outrage in College Place after a shocking animal cruelty case. Hear what the mayor is saying about the disturbing discovery and what's next for the investigation. And an iconic Tri-Cities landmark is getting a high-tech glow-up. Coming up, we'll tell you how the Cable Bridge is set to shine like never before as it nears its 50th birthday. It's all on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning. Thanks so much for waking up with us. Joining us here for Good Morning Northwest, I'm Jade Elliott. Jessica has the morning off. We want to start this morning in Kennewick with a crime alert where a wild scene unfolded early yesterday morning at the Burger King on South Quillen Street. Officers were called just after 6 a.m. for a welfare check. Police say 34-year-old Steven Zimmerl had called 911 claiming someone was trying to kill him. But while the line dropped, dispatchers could still hear him screaming for help. Officers first found Zimmerl at a nearby movie theater, then again back at the Burger King parking lot. That's where he was reportedly jumping on cars, even tossing his shoes into a passing truck. Zimmerl then broke a window at the Burger King, forced his way in, trapped an employee inside a walk-in freezer, and police say he then was ignoring commands and began to damage property inside, including a fan above that freezer door.
It's only assumptions at this time, just based on experience and everything officers have seen in the past. It's sounding like possible drug use, or it could be mental health. At this point, we don't have any medical clarification at the moment. We had multiple callers from people out on the roadway, employees from within the Burger King, and of course, the beginning was the subject himself.
Now, officers used a taser to subdue him before taking him into custody on multiple felony charges. He was booked into the Benton County Jail. The employee who was trapped in that freezer thankfully was unharmed, but was definitely shaken up. New developments now in Union Gap as investigators there are looking for the suspect in a homicide that happened over the weekend. And officials now believe they know who did it. They say the person is on the run. Take a look at your screen. This is who they're looking for in connection to that homicide. 34-year-old Jose Quezada. Officers believe that he is responsible for the deaths of 63-year-old Tina Paris and her dogs. On Sunday, a welfare check off of Cornell Avenue was conducted, and that's when police found Paris and her dogs dead in the home. According to authorities, Quezada is believed to have lived with the victim. Their investigation shows that he left Yakima County in a white 2013 Dodge Caravan with California license plates.
There's a lot of things happening today and this week, so we'll have more information to follow at some point. All hands are on deck. We have both of our detectives that are working. We've worked through the weekend since we were called to the scene, and we will continue to work until we've completed the case.
Now, if you know anything about this case or where Quezada might be, you are asked to call the Union Gap Police immediately. And continuing our coverage on a welfare check that led to the arrest of 2 animal cruelty suspects in College Place, the mayor now saying that she thinks some additional details are going to start emerging on this case as well. It all started back on May 18th. College Place police officers arrived at an apartment near the 200 block of North College Avenue after a neighbor claimed she hadn't seen the residents in months and then noticed foul odors and 2 dogs barking inside as well. Well, officers got there and they noticed what you see right there on your screen: unsanitary living conditions with the floor covered in garbage, fecal matter, and even the remains of some dead animals, including exotic species. Officers say that the residents were trying to operate a taxidermy form of business. A 21-year-old Benjamin Reed and 19-year-old Austin Devaney were taken into custody on 22 counts of first-degree animal cruelty.
I think what we're going to learn is that this is not the only case that's involved, that these people are involved with, that there's other issues in other places. We have been getting multiple phone calls and emails from people out in the Spokane area who evidently have experience with this business or these people, that we've been hearing that this is not the first time they've treated animals this way.
Reed and Devaney claimed to have had an animal sanctuary or rescue, which is how they were able to receive some of the animals. As for the dogs and the birds that survived, they are in the care of the Blue Mountain Humane Society. 6:06 and some new information coming in this morning. The iconic Ed Hendler Bridge, also known to many as the Cable Bridge, is getting ready for a glow up. It's approaching its 50th anniversary in 2028, and with that, Pasco and Kennewick are teaming up to transform the landmark into a vibrant display of light. Originally opened in 1978, the bridge made history as the first major cable-stayed structure in the U.S. and the second largest concrete one of its kind worldwide. Now, a $2 million project aims to bring it back into the spotlight, literally, with colorful lighting and modern upgrades. Engineering firms are now invited to submit their applications as both city and port leaders, along with Visit Tri-Cities, push this project forward.
As of today, the COVID vaccine for healthy children and healthy pregnant women has been removed from the CDC recommended immunization schedule.
Coming up, you heard it right there, a major shakeup in vaccine guidance. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. pulling back COVID shot recommendations for healthy children and pregnant women. But the move sparking some backlash from other experts. Coming up, what this controversial change could mean for the future vaccine policies in the U.S. Also giving you that live look outside this morning from our Bi-Mart camera in Yakima. It is 6:07. When we come back, we will check in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert in your First Alert forecast.
This weekend, your Dust Devils will play as the fan favorite Columbia River Rooster Tails. Join the fun at Gisa Stadium Friday, May 30th with a family feast night. Enjoy hot dogs, soft drinks, and more for only $2.50 each all game long. Then Saturday, May 31st, Desert Food Mart brings you a majestic post-game fireworks show. For tickets, head to the official site, DustDevilsBaseball.com. Dust Devils Baseball. It will blow you away.
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino in Yakima. Experience the thrill of our Vegas-style casino, featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and earn exciting rewards. Enjoy games like Blackjack, Pai Gow, and High Card Flush. While you're here, don't forget to unwind with a drink at our cozy bar or enjoy a meal from our restaurant. Come discover Yakima's ultimate entertainment destination, Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
In a world filled with accidents, the injured look to Mo, because Mo knows these guys are bulldog tough on personal injury and workers' compensation claims. Mo knows you can go to the other guys, but why would you? From back in autumn, bulldog tough.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Now get employee pricing available across a full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Employee pricing, you pay what we pay. Only from your local Ford dealer.
Meet the Moore family. They switched from cable internet to Ziply Fiber and got so much more. Mr. Moore got more upload speed for next level gaming and live streaming to the masses. Mason Moore got even more done for his sneaker business, quickly uploading HD product demos and video conferencing without freezing.
Brad, you're on mute.
And now that her family doesn't need her for tech support, Mrs. Moore has more time to stream games into overtime.
Let's go!
Get more of what you love by switching to Ziply Fiber for $65 less per month than cable at ziplyfiber.com.
More than 5 sunburns double your risk of melanoma. So when outside, use sunscreen with an SPF of at least 15. More at applevalleyNewsNow.com.
Skin cancer prevention and screening available at Prosser Memorial Health. Visit prosserhealth.org.
This newscast sponsored by Mariano Morales Law. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone tour of this morning's temperatures. And it is cool/mild out there. 47 in Ellensburg, 56 in Vantage, taking you down to the Yakima Valley, where temperatures are spanning from 48 to 56, 48 in Yakima, 56 up towards Sela. Then in the lower Columbia Basin, looks like most of us are in the 50s. We are seeing some upper 40s down towards Boardman. And then for the Blue Foothills, mostly low to mid 50s. We are in the upper 50s in Walla Walla, 30s, 40s, and 50s in the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. All right, here is your coat cast for today for the Tri-Cities. Not many coats on this. Maybe you would need a light jacket for this morning, but as soon as 10 a.m., look at this. Going with a temperature of 71 in the Tri-Cities as early as that, and we'll end up in the low 90s when everything's said and done. So for today, mostly sunny across the map. Highs are going to be in the upper 80s to mid 90s for lower elevations, 70s and 80s even up in the mountains. So we'll be about 15 degrees warmer than normal for late May. Winds not going to be anything too notable for today. Could be a little bit breezy up in the Cascades and for the Blue Foothills of Morrow County. Now for tonight, could see some showers or thunderstorms on the map, specifically around midnight, and after that, overnight low is going to be down into the 50s and 60s for lower elevations, 40s and 50s up in the mountains. Wind's going to start picking up for tonight, and they're going to be much more of a factor into tomorrow. I'll tell you just how strong they could be coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks so much, Josh. 12 minutes after 6 now, and significant changes to the CDC guidelines are underway. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. says that the agency will no longer recommend routine COVID shots for healthy children and pregnant women. The change now being questioned by public health leaders. Perry Russum has the story.
This morning, public health officials questioning Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s decision to no longer recommend COVID vaccines for healthy kids and pregnant women.
Children and pregnant people are particularly vulnerable to COVID illness. COVID vaccine is safe and it's effective, and it's a much safer way to learn the immunity of COVID.
Kennedy, a vaccine skeptic, making the announcement yesterday after repeatedly saying during his confirmation process he would do nothing that makes it difficult or discourages people from taking vaccines.
I couldn't be more pleased to announce that as of today, the COVID vaccine for healthy children and healthy pregnant women has been removed from the CDC recommended immunization schedule.
Kennedy standing alongside the FDA commissioner.
There's no evidence healthy kids need it today, and most countries have stopped recommending it for children.
But the leading OBGYN association warning it is very clear that COVID-19 infection during pregnancy can be catastrophic. The Trump administration now accused of bypassing the traditional independent review process, including recommendations from medical experts.
This decision was made without any input from the typical groups that provide guidance to the FDA around vaccination decision-making. And as far as I can recall, and I've been in practice over 30 years, that sort of process has not been undertaken before.
Now, the change comes as the FDA expands warning labels that cover a broader age group for rare complications. However, medical experts say the new guidelines will remove a healthcare choice for families and impact access, as some insurance companies could opt not to pay for the vaccine. All right, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. It is 6:14. And we were giving you that live look outside this morning from our Bi-Mart camera in Yakima. When we come back, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have his full First Alert forecast, letting us know not only what we can expect today, but for the rest of the week and into the weekend.
Workers and the families of deceased workers who worked at the Hanford site are now eligible for compensation for diseases and illnesses. This may be in addition to compensation already being received. Smart Law will be hosting a Hanford Workers' Compensation educational dinner at their Kennewick office Thursday, June 26th at 6 p.m. To register, call 509-735-5555. Dinner provided. Smart Law, smart choice.
Hey, your homework done?
Yep.
Hey, is your homework done?
This kinda is homework. So, what do you think?
I'm so proud of you. Can I play some more?
Is all your work done?
Washington's Lottery is a proud partner in the goal to promote college and career training. Each time you play, you're helping students statewide.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
With fresh looks arriving monthly, there's always something new to love at Furniture Row. Like the Yukon reclining leather sectional, draped in top grain leather with a multifunctional console. The Yukon is the pinnacle of power reclining comfort. Or dine on the Meadow Lake. With a rounded edge top and eye-catching turned legs, this farmhouse-inspired set marries nostalgia and durability. And for your bedroom, the glamour. With sparkling LED lit rhinestones, this upholstered bed creates a sophisticated glam sleeping sanctuary. Find the latest looks and more now at Furniture Row.
It's the 3-degree guarantee from Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather and Legends Casino Hotel. When Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth gets the high within 3 degrees, $25 is put in the jackpot. If he misses, someone wins. From Legends Casino Hotel and Apple Valley News Now.
Warm months bring dangerous storms, many with lightning.
With advanced forecasting technology, trust the First Alert Weather Team to keep you ahead of the storm and help keep your family safe.
Apple Valley News Now. First Alert Weather. Always on your side.
Next live, Ashley Tisdale from Disney's Phineas and Ferb.
You guys are so weird.
Plus comedian Sarah Silverman.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now. E.T. and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Extra, extra.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Tomorrow going to be a First Alert weather day, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Specifically in the Kittitas Valley, peak wind gusts could be between 55 to 60 miles per hour. But they could also gust upwards of 35 miles per hour in the Yakima Valley, 45 miles per hour in the Tri-Cities and Hermiston, 50 miles per hour for Lexington and Heppner, 45 miles per hour for Walla Walla and Pendleton. So really across the map, we're going to see breezy / windy conditions. Now let's show you the run up to that with Futurecast radar. This is 8 this evening. Should be dry throughout today. Really should be dry throughout most of the evening, but closer to midnight, that's when we start to see showers. Potentially even a few thunderstorms approaching from the south and west. By 4 a.m., looks like this round is over with. Could have a secondary follow-up round later into the morning. This is 8 in the morning. See more showers popping up in the Cascades and the Kittitas Valley. Really after that, looks like we're going to be dry and we'll continue to keep it dry. Of course, you can track the shower and thunderstorm chances yourself by downloading the First Alert Weather app for free in the App Store or on Google Play. Our forecast is going to stay mostly dry through about Sunday. Could have some small shower chances up in the mountains for Sunday, and then our precip and thunderstorm chances are going to double up for Monday and Tuesday. So that's when our pattern is going to transition into more of a spring-like pattern. That's going to have an effect on our high temperatures. You see, we'll be about 15 degrees warmer than normal for late May for today. A smidge cooler for Thursday and Friday, back to more Wednesday stuff for Saturday, and then Sunday through Tuesday, that's when those storm systems are going to really start to impact our high temperatures. So bottom line, feeling like summer through Saturday, feeling like spring Sunday and beyond. Here is the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Hot and dry today, maybe a sprinkle left over from tonight into tomorrow, but our next best chance of rain holds off until next week. In Yakima, windy for Thursday and Sunday with a major cool down in store for next week. In Ellensburg, damaging wind gusts possible tomorrow, and we'll have more windy conditions on tap for Saturday through Monday. In Hermiston, highs bounce between the 80s and 90s through Saturday, then back in the 70s for Sunday and beyond. Then for Walla Walla, feeling mostly summer-like through Saturday, but much more of a spring pattern into next week.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a what?
Some muggles will be made into wizards for the upcoming Harry Potter series. Coming up, we're going to take a look at the new cast. It's 6:20, and that's coming up in your entertainment headlines.
We have some of the most scenic bicycle pathways in the region. Remember to be careful and that all the rules of the road apply to bicyclists. So stay on the right and watch out for the other guy.
Call 735-0546. Call now. They're waiting to help you.
Here comes the sun. Get moving with a new car from Overturf Kia. Find your ride with the new 2025 Kia Carnival LXS. Named best in class for cargo and passenger space. Now just $38,990. Plus, get 3.9% interest for up to 48 months. Overturf Kia at the base of the Blue Bridge in Kennewick.
It's the Click It RV Union Gap Pre-Memorial Day sales event. Huge manufacturer's discounts from Forest River, StarCraft, and more. Get zero down financing and no payment for 90 days. And get top dollar for your trade. And as our way of saying thank you, active military and veterans get a $500 parts and service card. And talk about giveaways. Win a StarCraft trailer or $30,000 in cash. And get a 65-inch TV with every purchase. Nobody beats a Click It RV deal. We guarantee it. So don't miss the Click It RV Union Gap Pre-Memorial Day sales event. May 18th to the 30th.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Now get employee pricing available across a full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Employee pricing. You pay what we pay. Only from your local Ford dealer.
Ever feel like something's missing? Like there's a hole in your morning routine? Well, we've got just the thing. At Some Bagels, we make more than fresh bagels. We make a variety of baked goods to fill your day with everything you've been missing. Have your favorite coffee drink with our in-house roasted espresso beans. And enjoy your bagel with our flavored cream cheeses. Because at Some Bagels, the only thing better than the hole in the middle is everything around it. I want some, you want some, we want some. Gimme Some Bagels.
We have some of the most scenic bicycle pathways in the region. Remember to be careful and that all the rules of the road apply to bicyclists. So stay on the right and watch out for the other guy.
Call 735-0546. Call now. They're waiting to help you.
Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back, 6:23 in your entertainment headlines this morning. The much anticipated Harry Potter TV show is now in the works, and now we know what muggles will be turning into wizards in the upcoming series.
And a sneak peek at an up-and-coming romantic comedy with a star-studded cast, including Dakota Johnson, Chris Evans, and Pedro Pascal.
And a happy birthday to an Australian icon.
For the latest on what's happening in Hollywood, here's Melissa Adon.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a what?
The hotly anticipated Harry Potter TV series has found its leads, and they're all relative newcomers. Arabella Stanton will play Hermione Granger, Alistair Stout will play Ron Weasley, and as for Harry Potter himself, Dominic McLaughlin will take on the role. HBO says more than 30,000 kids auditioned for the parts. Filming begins this summer.
I said, baby, you should know that's what I want.
The Billboard Hot 100 has a new leader. What I Want is a collaboration between country singer Morgan Wallen and pop star Tate McRae. It's McRae's first time atop the Hot 100. It's Wallen's fourth time.
I like the way you pick up the bill.
I do it really well, don't I?
You do.
We're getting another look at Materialist, a new romantic comedy starring Dakota Johnson, Chris Evans, and Pedro Pascal. It's directed by Celine Song, whose last movie, Past Lives, was nominated for Best Picture in 2023. Look for Materialist in theaters June 13th. Musician Rick Derringer has died. He first rose to fame with Hang On Sloopy for the McCoys in the 1960s, later playing on hits like Rock and Roll, Hoochie Coo, and Free Ride for the Edgar Winter Group, and even produced some songs for Weird Al Yankovic. Derringer was 77. And happy birthday to Kylie Minogue. The Australian singer known for hits like The Locomotion and Can't Get You Out of My Head is 57 today. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
I won't be able to get that song out of my head now.
Yeah, the range of songs there in that package. We had Rick Derringer, we had her.
Yeah,
there was Tate McRae and Morgan Wallen.
Yep.
We covered it all.
All the genres, right? I know. That was great. Are you going to watch the Harry Potter series? I know you're not a huge, major fan by any means, but are you going to dabble in maybe the series?
I probably won't. Will you?
I'm not sure. I have a feeling that my kids and my husband may. That could be the family night kind of series or something that we turn on. They'll probably like it more than me.
Yeah, let's just make a pact. We'll tell Jessica that we'll watch it, but we won't.
Yes, that's a great idea.
That's lying, and that's a bad example, and don't do that.
No, I'll probably end up watching it with my family. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. A major step forward at the Hanford site. New testing now underway could soon pave the way for the safe disposal of nuclear waste. Coming up, how this next phase brings the decades-long cleanup mission closer to reality. Plus, the Yakima Air Terminal is looking forward to some upgrades to their passenger and cargo building. We'll have those details on a multi-phase project. It's all coming up after the break.
With McValue at McDonald's, you'll get deals on drinks whenever you hit your afternoon slump.
We've got your pick-me-up covered because medium drinks are now $2.29. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino in Yakima. Experience the thrill of our Vegas-style casino featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and earn exciting rewards. Enjoy games like Blackjack, Pai Gow, and High Card Flush. While you're here, don't forget to unwind with a drink at our cozy bar or enjoy a meal from our restaurant. Come discover Yakima's ultimate entertainment destination, Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
Ryan wants to get every new device that's smart. I'm wondering, how can the internet handle all of this?
We have Spectrum Internet. We use it for everything. Homework, remote work from home, doing research for trips.
Spectrum Internet allows us to do things faster and more conveniently.
I feel like that's a win-win for everybody.
Fast, reliable internet starting at $30 a month, backed by the Spectrum commitment to keep you connected.
Did you know taking Xyzal at night relieves allergies while you sleep? So you wake refreshed for a more productive day. Get 24-hour continuous relief that does not fade. Be wise all, take Xyzal at night.
First you hear it, then you feel it. That's the crunchy, melt-in-your-mouth feeling of Ritz Toasted Chips.
Feeling overwhelmed? It's time to shed your worries, literally. At Columbia Basin Buildings and Sheds, we've got the perfect shed to clear the clutter, create space, and bring peace to your life. Man cave, playhouse, done. Want something custom? We'll build it just the way you want it. And we deliver for free. Spring is here. Shed the mess, shed the stress. See dealer for special pricing. Visit Columbia Basin Building and Sheds today, 3680 West Van Giesen in West Richland.
This weekend, your Dust Devils will play as the fan favorite Columbia River Rooster Tails. Join the fun at Gisa Stadium Friday, May 30th with a family feast night. Enjoy hot dogs, soft drinks, and more for only $2.50 each all game long. Then Saturday, May 31st, Desert Food Mart brings you a majestic post-game fireworks show. For tickets, head to the official site, DustDevilsBaseball.com. Dust Devils Baseball. It will blow you away.
When you say let's go to breakfast, you mean let's go to McDonald's. Obviously.
Get the morning going when you buy one breakfast sandwich and get another one for $1.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Operation Best Friend, sponsored by As You Wish Real Estate Services, Christine Connolly, Realtor.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Wednesdays are fun around here, aren't they, Josh?
Yeah,
We are so glad you're with us for this fun Wednesday morning. Right here on Good Morning Northwest, I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Josh Colbert.
And Jessica has the morning off. I'm sure she's having fun somewhere on this Wednesday as well. And you're having fun with this 3-degree guarantee.
Yeah, if you're winning, you're having fun, right? So I want to say we won, but
You did it all. I didn't do anything. I enjoyed the temperatures that you're forecasting.
Thank you. Well, I get support from the desk. We get support from the Legends Casino and Hotel. So it really is a team effort. So we got it correct yesterday once again. Forecast high of 83 in Pasco Tri-Cities, verified at 81. I was sweating it. You know, the clouds were more abundant than what I was otherwise expecting. But the jackpot still went up to $825 as the forecast did verify. For today, I'm going with a much toastier 93 in Pasco Tri-Cities. So if it verifies between 90 to 96, the jackpot's going to go up to $850. If that doesn't happen, the jackpot could be yours. Find out how to win the jackpot by going to AppleValleyNewsNow.com, clicking on the contest page. You can scan the QR code that's on your screen. Now what's on your screen is a very, very familiar sight, as we have another first alert weather day in the Kittitas Valley tomorrow, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Some of those peak gusts could be between 55 to 60 miles per hour. So we'll talk about that at length coming up a little bit later in the half hour. But first, we're going to start you off with a live look at Columbia Point. This view coming courtesy of, once again, our friends at the Legends Casino and Hotel. Lots of blue up in the sky, lots of green on the ground, and green and yellow on this map as we're in the 40s and 50s for lower elevations. 40s up in the Cascades, and 30s, 40s, and 50s up in the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. Here's your hour-by-hour forecast for today for the Tri-Cities. Lots of sunshine all throughout the day. We're already going to be in the low 70s by 10, and then up into the low 90s at the peak of daytime heating. So we'll be about 15 degrees warmer than normal for late May. That means upper 80s in the Kittitas Valley. The rest of us should be in the low 90s, and I'll take you on that zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Josh, thanks so much. We start out of Yakima County, where the fire marshal there has issued a revised countywide burn ban. This is for unincorporated Yakima County. The ban takes effect starting Sunday, June 1st, and goes through the 1st of September. Now, as in previous years, outdoor open burning, including bonfires and recreational fires or burning vegetation and waste materials, are not allowed. However, residential outdoor activities like charcoal barbecues and wood pellet smokers can be used. And some new information coming in this morning on the Hanford Tank Waste Cleanup Mission. Progress continues with crews now introducing some key chemicals into the waste treatment and immobilization plant, all a part of cold commissioning. Now, these chemicals simulate radioactive waste and help test the plant's systems before actual nuclear waste processing begins later this year. Once fully operational, the facility will treat over 5,000 gallons of waste daily, sealing it safely in glass for long-term storage. Moving out of the roadways, portions of State Route 240 will be closed starting tomorrow at noon, and they will remain shut down until 6 a.m. on June 2nd. So this temporary closure is a part of a major project to replace the railroad crossing, the gate, and the lighting systems connected to the Port of Benton line. Drivers will need to use marked detours via Stevens Drive, Battelle Boulevard, and Kingsgate Way. The project is being funded by over $1.6 million, including a federal grant through the National Highway Freight Program and matching funds from the port. 6:33, and the city of Sunnyside is taking the next steps towards possibly selling 77 acres of the Munson property on the east side of town. Officials have entered a feasibility study period with developer FM for a potential $1.7 million sale. As a part of this agreement, F&M is providing $100,000 in earnest money while the study is underway. City leaders say this time will be used to assess development, the cost, particularly infrastructure needs, and they'll still, while remaining the west side acreage being eyed for commercial projects. City officials say their primary goal for the east side is new housing.
More than half the people that work in Sunnyside leave Sunnyside to live somewhere else. And the reasons that I say housing creates economic development, because, you know, those folks that live in those houses, they become customers of our businesses and they frequent our stores and they contribute to our tax base. So it's all very symbiotic and just really exciting at this point.
Now, the city says if needed, they've looked into possible grants for components like sewer and water for the project. City manager also saying he's anticipating this project to be a strong public and private partnership. And taking you to the Yakima Sky is a multi-phased project to improve and modernize the passenger and cargo terminal at the Yakima Air Terminal. Will start tomorrow. The first project will provide a new roof and new HVAC units for the terminal. The airport director says the right lane approaching the terminal will be closed during some of that roof construction, and vehicles will not be allowed to stop and drop off passengers in the remaining left lanes. Right in front of the terminal. The new HVAC system will be completed by the end of October. Also planned this summer, a baggage claim project to begin either July or August.
For the baggage claim project, it's going to close the baggage claim and it's going to close the downstairs bathrooms. So we've come up with this an approach for a temporary baggage claim. It is outdoors. And so, you know, obviously, fortunately, we have lots of good weather, but we don't want the passengers to be exposed to inclement weather. So we're going to try and get the project done while it's warm and sunny.
Work is also planned this year to install an overflow parking lot. All right, 6:36, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. If you're looking for a trail buddy, maybe a jogging partner, look no further. Today, you're going to meet Diego, an energetic German Shepherd who's ready to hike straight into your heart. That's coming up in today's Operation Best Friend, which is after the break.
Early warnings, accurate forecasts.
Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather.
The magic continues when Alice steps into the $185,000 prize land at Wild Horse Resort and Casino. Join in the madness with $16,000 in cash and prizes every Friday and Saturday, and a chance to multiply your prize up to $4,000 cash. Rack up entries with a multiplier on Mondays, and hurry, don't be late for a very important grand prize day. May 31st, 4 winners and someone wins $20,000 cash. Wild Horse Resort and Casino. Celebrate 3 decades of fun.
When uncertainty falls upon your freedom, you need an unwavering champion. We're dedicated to not just tipping the scales in your favor, but also delivering an unwavering and relentless defense. With over 5 decades of experience, we'll fiercely defend your freedom and secure the most favorable outcome. Your best defense, Quantum Legal.
Great news! The Memorial Day savings have been extended at Walker's Furniture, where all your favorite mattress brands are on sale. Enjoy even deeper discounts on Beautyrest, Serta, and 40 more styles. Plus, pay over time with 5 years no-interest financing, no money down, and no minimum purchase. It's your time to sleep better and spend less. Plus, get up to $300 of free furniture with select sets sold. Walker's Furniture, where quality sleep just costs less.
Summer's almost here, and so is your next Subaru. The Countdown to Summer sales event is on at McCurley Subaru, and the time is running out to lock in today's prices before potential market changes hit. Get ready for sunshine, road trips, and summer savings on a new Subaru Crosstrek Premium for just $274 a month, or a road trip-ready Subaru Forester Premium Hybrid for only $352 a month. Summer's coming fast. Lock in your deal today. McCurley Subaru, your way home.
Ever feel like something's missing? Like there's a hole in your morning routine? Well, we've got just the thing. At Some Bagels, we make more than fresh bagels. We make a variety of baked goods to fill your day with everything you've been missing. Have your favorite coffee drink with our in-house roasted espresso beans. And enjoy your bagel with our flavored cream cheeses. Because at Some Bagels, the only thing better than the hole in the middle is everything around it. I want some, you want some, we want some, gimme Some Bagels.
It's game time.
You want to win it, you got to spin it.
I'm like dialed in.
Who would ever leave a show and then go, never mind.
Celebrity Wheel of Fortune, new tonight on ABC.
Next live, Ashley Tisdale from Disney's Phineas and Ferb.
You guys are so weird.
Plus comedian Sarah Silverman.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It is going to be a very summer-like day out there for today. We start off in Kittitas County. Lots of sunshine, of highs around 80, even up towards Snoqualmie Pass. 89 for Ellensburg. Will be a little bit breezy today up in the Cascades. Some of those winds could gust around 25 miles per hour. In the Yakima Valley, light winds, highs getting in the low 90s, mostly sunny skies. And then in the lower Columbia Basin, most of us will be in the 90s, although it's always a little bit cooler down towards Boardman as we could end up in the mid 80s. But that's still balmy. Then in the Blue Foothills, be in the mid to upper 80s in the Blue Foothills of Morrow County, closer to 90 degrees in the Blue Foothills of Umatilla and Walla Walla counties, 70s and 80s even up in the Blue Mountains. So these high temperatures are going to be about 15 degrees warmer than normal for late May. Also, did I mention the breezes in the Blue Foothills of Morrow County? Well, yes, there will be breezes out of the north and east, peak gust around 30 miles per hour. The wind gusts going to become a lot more prevalent for tonight and especially tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., which is why we're going with that first alert weather day in the Kittitas Valley. Okay, now let's talk about our vegetation dryness. And here's the forecast for today. Remember, the 100th percentile would be the driest vegetation we've seen since 2005. So we're going to be into the 74th percentile today for the Cascades, Kittitas Valley, and Upper Yakima Valley. Also the 61st percentile for the Blue Mountains, so that would be dry. But by fire season standards, we're not too dry yet in the lower valley, the lower Columbia Basin, and the Blue Foothills.
It is Wednesday, and you know what that means. It's time for Operation Best Friend.
Yay, that's right. Well, each week we introduce you to a four-legged friend looking for a forever home.
And today we've got a real outdoorsman for you. His name's Diego, and he is an adventurous 2-year-old German Shepherd, always up for a run or a hike.
Go, Diego, go. Well, he's full of energy and would make the perfect companion for an active family or someone who loves the outdoors.
So without further ado, introducing you to our explorer, Diego.
Operation Best Friend, sponsored by As You Wish Houses, Christine Connolly Realtor, and by Manthite Group Cross Country Mortgage.
Hi, my name is Hannah and I'm from the Benton Franklin Humane Society, and today with me I've brought Diego. Diego's a little over 2 years old and he's been with us at the shelter for about 60 days. He's a German Shepherd and he was transferred over through our Happily Ever After transfer program. So not much is known about his previous experience, however he does do great in playgroup, although I think he would prefer an all-ladies playgroup because he is quite the ladies' man. He is very handsome and smart and eager to please. He does well in the play yards. His favorite thing to do is run along the fence if there's another dog in the neighboring yard. He loves to run up and down, and he's a big runner. I think he would do great in a home with somebody who is very active, likes to be outdoors, likes to go hiking, and would like to continue working on his manners. We have been working on how to sit, lay down, wait, and it doesn't take much effort. He is very quick learner and he is very smart. I think he'd do good in a home with somebody who would want to continue on that learning experience for him. He really does love to learn. If you're interested in meeting Diego, you can stop by the shelter. We are open Tuesday through Sunday, 11 through 4. And on Friday, we will be having our Wags and Whiskers event. It'll be held at Zintel Creek Golf Course. And it'll be a silent auction, and all of our proceeds will go directly towards the funding of our animals. If you're interested, you make sure you take a look at our website. All of our information will be there along with the purchasing of tickets. It'll be an event that you won't want to miss.
He's a fun one.
Yeah, he's a ladies' man.
Yeah.
He is energetic. He gives hugs.
I know.
And he's a beautiful boy.
Yeah,
so
he is.
Adopt him. Come on, what are you doing?
German Shepherds are good dogs. Usually
Loyal.
good family
Very
dogs
loyal.
too. Yeah. All right, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Your morning sprint, everything you need to know before you head out the door this morning. And Chief Meteorologist Josh Forecast.
That's me.
He's going to be back with your full First Alert forecast as he tracks today's warm temperatures and what we can expect making our way through the week and into the weekend. It's all coming up after the break at 6:44.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222. 70th anniversary savings continue with Bi-Mart's latest savings book. Stop in, pick up a book, and our employee owners are here to help you save. Pepsi brand 12 packs are buy 2 get 2 free. Save $5 on World Kitchen Jerky. MD 8-roll bath tissue is just $5.99. Bagged Nutrinuggets dry dog food is $5 off. And save with our Memorial Day paint sale. Save up to $10 per gallon with our digital rebates. Save through June 2nd with open house savings at Bi-Mart since 1955.
Phones were made to help us connect, yet somehow they've made us less connected. Which is ironic. Don't you think? We try to put our phones down, but we need to pick them up to see the menu. We can't watch something without also watching something else.
Ironic.
Ironic. But look, here's a phone company who wants you to use your phone less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way. Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
Traffic jam.
Ugh, and I'm already late.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Now get employee pricing available across a full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Employee pricing. You pay what we pay. Only from your local Ford dealer.
I'm a martial artist, a skydiver, a pilot, and all of them require your feet to work. Get up in the morning, and it felt like I was standing on marbles on my heel. When I went into the Good Feet store, the fitting was personalized. It was all about me. You put in the arch supports, and your day becomes better, and the sun shines, the unicorns run by, and, you know, it's a good life. I'm Randy, and that's my Good Feet story.
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Most people who have lived through an opioid overdose have something in common. They didn't do it alone. Someone was there when they OD'd. Someone had naloxone. Someone called for help. So, if you use opioids like fentanyl, know who your someone is. Use with them when you can. Have naloxone with you. And make sure your someone is ready to help you if you need it. Just like you would for them.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
Operation Best Friend, sponsored by the Manthai Group Cross Country Mortgage.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Yes, once again, we have a First Alert Weather Day in the Kittitas Valley because of peak wind gusts between 55 to 60 miles per hour. We have said that so much this spring, and tomorrow is going to be no exception. But really across the map, we could see breezy/windy conditions with the strongest secondary microclimate being in the blue foothills of Morrow County. Peak gusts there up around 50 miles per hour. So we are expecting maybe some downed tree limbs, spotty power outages, and difficult travel for high-profile vehicles, specifically on I-82, I-90, and Washington 821 in Kittitas County. Now let's show you the run-up to that with Futurecast radar. This is 8 p.m. this evening. It's going to be dry for today, but as we head into this evening, specifically during the late evening, that's when shower and thunderstorm chances could start to pick up from the south and from the west. Now by 4 a.m. looks like we'll be mostly dry, but there's a secondary round that could impact the Cascades and the Kittitas Valley closer to 8 a.m. But after lunchtime should be fairly dry. Now, Futurecast wasn't really picking up on any shower or thunderstorm chances for the Basin, Foothills, or Blues, but just know those will exist. You can track those chances by downloading the First Alert Weather app for free in the App Store or on Google Play. Our forecast is going to stay pretty dry through Sunday. Could have a shower or two up in the mountains for Sunday, but definitely a lot more interesting for Monday and Tuesday as shower and thunderstorm chances will increase day to day. And that will have an impact on our high temperatures. So we're going to keep it very summer-like for Wednesday through Saturday. A little bit of a dip in temperatures for Thursday and Friday, but still I would classify this as summer-like, and then turning back into much more of a spring vibe for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, so we'll have much more seasonal high temperatures for late May to early June. It's hard to believe we're already talking about June. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Hot and dry today, maybe a sprinkle left over from tonight into tomorrow, but our next best chance of rain holds off until next week. In Yakima, windy for Thursday and Sunday with a major cool down in store for next week. In Ellensburg, damaging wind gusts possible tomorrow, and we'll have more windy conditions on tap for Saturday through Monday. In Hermiston, highs bounce between the 80s and 90s through Saturday, then back in the 70s for Sunday and beyond. Then for Walla Walla, feeling mostly summer-like through Saturday, but much more of a spring pattern into next week. Now let's head out to New York City to see what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, reality TV stars pardoned.
Prada is better than Gucci.
Gucci's better than Prada.
I don't even know what Prada is. Todd and Julie Chrisley, stars of reality show Chrisley Knows Best, indicted in 2019 during the first Trump administration on 12 counts of bank and wire fraud, tax evasion, and conspiracy. After the couple reported to prison in 2023 to serve a combined 19-year sentence, their daughter Savannah taking up their case. President Trump announcing the pardons, calling their children from the Oval Office with the news.
That's a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing, but it's a great thing because your parents are going to be free and clean, and I hope we can do it by tomorrow.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have the very latest on the Chrisley pardon, including a live report from the White House. With your GMA First Look, I'm Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Neutrogena Ultra Sheer with Helioplex protection absorbs so well, it's easy to forget you're wearing it.
Did I put sunscreen on?
You did.
Wait, did I?
You did. Yes, you did. Sunscreen you can't feel.
Whether the grind is at work or your workout, grab Kind Protein Max to keep you going. With 1 gram total sugar and peanuts in a crispy texture, a tasty way to get to 20 grams of protein. Kind Protein Max.
Is your asthma rescue a dinosaur? Air Supra is the only asthma rescue inhaler FDA approved to treat symptoms and help prevent asthma attacks. Air Supra should not be used as a maintenance treatment for asthma. Get medical help right away if your breathing doesn't improve or worsens, or for serious allergic reactions like rash, mouth or tongue swelling, trouble breathing or swallowing, or chest pain. Using Air Supra more than prescribed could be life-threatening. Serious side effects include increased risk of thrush or infections or heart problems like faster heart rate and higher blood pressure. Ask your doctor if Air Supra is right for you.
Now, the Morning Sprint.
6:52, time for your morning sprint, and we start with your national headlines this morning. A federal judge has struck down an executive order by President Trump that targeted an elite law firm in Washington, D.C. Just Tuesday, a U.S. district judge tossed Trump's order that would deny the attorneys access to federal buildings and retaliated against the firm's clients with government contracts. It also suspended security clearances for the lawyers there. The judge said that the order violated the firm's First Amendment rights and its right to due process. Now to your top 5 local things you need to know this morning. In Kennewick, police arrested a man after a wild scene at a Burger King on South Quillen Street. Officers say Steven Zimmerl was reportedly screaming for help and jumping onto cars before breaking into the restaurant, trapping an employee inside a freezer, and then Zimmerl was eventually tased and taken into custody on multiple felony charges. And in College Place, a case of severe animal cruelty is drawing outrage and attention from city leaders. Multiple dogs were found in horrific conditions inside of a home last week. Some of those were too injured to survive. Now, Mayor Norma Hernandez saying that her office has been flooded with calls from residents disturbed by the reports. And she says she believes that more details revolving around the case will soon emerge. And take a look at your screen. Union Gap police are investigating a homicide, and they're looking for the man right there on your screen after 63-year-old Tina Paris and her dogs were found dead inside her home. Authorities looking for 34-year-old Jose Quezada. They believe that he fled the area in a white 2013 Dodge Caravan with California plates. Quezada is believed to have lived with the victim at the time. If you see him or know anything about this investigation or know where he can be found, contact police immediately. And heads up for drivers, State Route 240 will be closed tomorrow from noon until 6 a.m. on Monday for railroad crossing upgrades near Stevens Drive. Marked detours will be in place, and crews will be guiding you around that area as they replace gates and lighting systems. And the iconic Cable Bridge is getting a major upgrade ahead of its 50th birthday. A new $2 million project will transform the structure into a canvas of colorful LED lights. It's being led by Visit Tri-Cities in partnership with both cities and port authorities. Okay, here's a question for you. Have you ever wondered what megalodons used to eat?
Probably everything.
I was going to say people. I don't know.
Anything that was in the sea, they just chomped on. Well, you've probably not thought about that, but just in case you have, a new study has found that they may have devoured both large and small prey alike.
Yeah, that does not surprise me.
No.
So previously, it was believed that the prehistoric predator only hunted large marine animals like whales to reach its required 100,000 calories per day.
It's all in a day's work. But after analyzing minerals and fossilized teeth, scientists say the giant shark may have hunted whatever was available in local waters. The study also showed there were regional differences in the giant shark's feeding habits. Look at that tooth. That is so shocking. And I've heard legends like, oh, you know, the megalodon is still out there. I don't buy into that, but could you talk about, we were talking about how scared we would be at the sight of
come home at a bear in our house.
Yeah, think about seeing a megalodon in the Columbia River or something, which...
That's a hard pass.
Isn't a real thing, but
no.
It's just a fun little hypothetical.
Hey, you never know.
Yeah.
There's that's not real.
No.
Okay. Speaking of Columbia River, it's going to be a great day and a couple of days to kind of head out and enjoy some of the waterways around the area.
Sure, if you're one of the lucky ducks that can take a river day on a Wednesday, then have at it. Today is going to be the perfect day to do so. Right now, look at the temperatures already almost near 60 degrees in Walla Walla, so 40s and 50s in general for lower elevations, 30s, 40s, and 50s up in the mountains. A little bit later today, yeah, I'd say that's lake day, river day kind of weather. So we'll be up into the 80s and 90s, mostly sunny skies. This is about 15 degrees warmer than normal for late May. And the bottom line for the forecast, other than it being hot for today, I'll have small shower and thunderstorm chances for tonight. In the wake of that, a round of some strong winds on Thursday, in particular for the Kittitas Valley, staying mostly summer-like through Saturday, definitely a lot more spring-like for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. But circling back to the winds for tomorrow, that's why we're going with the first alert weather day, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Kittitas Valley, peak wind gusts between 55 to 60 miles per hour. So we could see difficult travel for high-profile vehicles on I-82, I-90, Washington 821, and also spotty power outages down tree limbs. Those are going to be on the table as well.
All right. Another breezy day for the Kittitas Valley.
Yeah, the National Weather Service in Pendleton, they issue this area forecast discussion, and a couple weeks back they referenced the Kittitas Valley as the Kittitas Breezeway. I think that's pretty appropriate because the amount of times we've had first alert weather days this spring where it's been, you know, first alert weather day, Kittitas Valley, peak wind gusts, you know, 50 to 55 miles per hour. I'm tired of talking about it, so hopefully it's going to end sometime soon.
But we're glad that you do.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much for waking up with us and watching Good Morning Northwest. You can always find the latest on these stories and so many more on our website, applevalleyNewsNow.com. Good Morning America's up next. We'll be back tonight with your local news and weather at 5.
Have a great day.